Modern Warfare 3 has just about arrived, and I'm here to break down everything there is in the new loadouts. We're going to look at the vest, the gloves, the boots, the gear, as well as all tacticals, lethals, field upgrades, and my favorite, of course, the Killstreaks. Check it out. You have your vest, gloves, boots, and gear. They all work just like the old school perks, but they're put in a different package and put into gear that you would actually wear in combat. It's different. I don't know if there's any advantage to having it this way. Maybe we'll get some unique perk builds that we couldn't get in Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare, but we'll see as the game releases. So there are 6, and they are in multiplayer only, so they do not exist in zombies. You have the infantry vest, engineer, gunner, demolition, CCT comms, and overkill. So for the infantry vest, equipment slots 3, tactical, lethal, and field upgrade. And then you also get gloves, boots, and gears. So this is just your standard vanilla vest. Increases tac sprint duration and reduces refresh time. Duplicate effects do not stack. So basically, if you run the runner boots to also get longer and faster sprinting, they don't work together. You got to pick one or the other. So infantry vest is your standard. You have a tactical, a lethal, field upgrade, and you also get gloves, boots, and gear. So just get one of everything, basically. This is your typical Modern Warfare, Call of Duty setup. Now, engineering vest, equipment slots 3. So 2 tactical, field upgrade, but you lose the lethal. And for gear slots, you get 4 of them. So you basically sacrifice your lethal for 1 extra piece of gear. And we'll talk about what gear is. That has to do with different perks. Counter equipment and explosives expertise, spot enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through walls. Aim down sights, highlights them for the team, faster field upgrade recharge. So these are very useful if you're actually playing as a team, and even more so if you're playing modes like search and destroy, where you can locate equipment, which also helps you locate where enemies are or the flow of where they may be headed. Well, the gunner vest, weapon and ammo focus kit, deploy with max ammo, improved reload speed, duplicate effects do not stack, same thing. So notice on this one you get 3 equipment slots, but then 4 gear slots. This one you're getting 2 primary weapons, so it's overkill. Tactical, lethal, field upgrade, secondary weapon slot removed. And then your gear slots, you're only getting gloves and gear, so no boots are available with this one. So if you want overkill, you automatically lose boots. So if you're running overkill, by default, you cannot have covert sneakers, therefore you cannot be silent when you're running around. So you got to choose between the 2. That's good. Demolition vest, lethal and tactical mastery, resupply lethal and tactical equipment every 25 seconds. So this is just your standard resupply perk. Still get a tactical, but you get 2 lethals and a field upgrade, and can still do gloves, boots, and gear. So this is a pretty balanced one. The main thing you're going to gain here is resupply, which can be very effective if you actually manage to stay alive for longer periods of time. If you're really bad and just die instantly, resupply is not going to help you. But having 2 lethals is great, especially with the new breacher drones. Those things are pretty nasty. If you have 2 of them and they're getting resupplied, could be a winner. Next is your CCT comms vest. The team intelligence resource increases duration enemies stay on your radar and zooms out radar for you and nearby allies. So instead of the minimap being closer, it's now further up. Similar to the bird's eye perk in Warzone. Enemies you kill drop intel packs, which generates a radar ping for you and nearby allies when collected. Duplicate effects do not stack, as always. So this is interesting because it zooms out for you and the team. So you're all gonna have a broader radar, a broader mini-map, which is going to help immensely. But then every time you walk over someone that you eliminated, you get a radar ping for you and nearby allies. So if someone puts this on, you could have a lot of information coming through on the map. The big disadvantage is you lose your tactical and lethals. You still keep your field upgrade, but you get gloves, boots, and 2 times gear. So you're getting a lot of perks. You could still do covert sneakers on this. With covert sneakers or something like that, a silencer, and constantly knowing where the enemies are, this could be a really, really good meta for multiplayer. We'll see. And then the overkill vest. Wait, so why is this called the overkill vest when the gunner vest gives you overkill? I guess they're just changing the name on that. That's really confusing. Traditionally, overkill has always meant get 2 weapons in Call of Duty games. I mean, if it's called the gunner vest, I suppose it does make sense to have 2 primary weapons. But the overkill vest is all about weapon mobility, weapon swap speed, and reload while sprinting. Now you get tactical lethal. You lose the field upgrade is the big disadvantage on that. But your movement and your weapon mobility all increases quite dramatically. So this could be another good one if you're trying to run fast, maybe running more of a solo, not so much working with the team. This could still be really good. Still get your tactical and lethal. So here are your 6 gloves. Again, multiplayer only. You got quick grip, ordnance, commando, scavenger, marksman, and assault gloves. Gloves have perks that specifically improve the handling of your primary and secondary weapons, as well as influence your interactions with tactical and lethal equipment. Every vest allows you to pick 1 pair of gloves from the following. So you never get your gloves eliminated. You have your quick grip gloves, increase weapon swap speed. Ordnance gloves, throw equipment farther, reset fuse timer on throwback grenades. That seems completely worthless because throwing equipment farther doesn't make a big difference in many scenarios. And then how often do you actually throw back grenades? Rarely ever. Half the time people are using Simtex anyway. So those are probably lame and nobody's going to use them. Commando gloves, reload while sprinting. I can see that being a big advantage for people who like to move fast if you're not running the overkill vest, because that would be the same thing. Scavenger gloves, resupply ammo and throwing knives from dead players. Heck yeah. Marksman gloves, reduce sway and flinch, while ADS might be helpful for a sniper or something. Assault gloves while jumping, accuracy and time to ADS is improved, specifically while jumping. Now that's interesting because if you're someone who loves to clear corners, run and jump around, get that peeker's advantage, I'm curious how much this actually affects the ADS, how much it reduces the time. Because if that reduces a lot, I could see high movement players really liking this. Excited to try it in a couple days. Now moving on to boots. You have 6 of them also. Lightweight boots, climbing boots, running sneakers, tactical, stalker, covert. Boots have perks that specifically improve your movement and swimming, as well as how loud and maneuverable you are. Every vest, except the gunner vest, allows you to pick 1 pair of boots from the following. So lightweight boots, increase movement and swim speed, reduce noise while swimming. So that's just a straight up increase in movement across the board. Could be very tactical. Reduce noise while swimming. Maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not. I don't really know. Climbing boots, increase climbing and mantling speed, reduces fall damage. That's not terrible. Running sneakers, increases tack sprint duration and reduces the refresh times. For all these, I want to know like what percentage does it actually increase them? Is it minimal or is it significant? Tactical pads, increases slide distance and allows for aiming down sights while sliding. Increases stance transition speeds and crouched movement speed. For aiming down sights while sliding. That could change some gameplay up. Just clearing corners by sliding instead of jumping. Be some sweet snipes too while you're sliding. Stalker boots increase strafe and ADS movement speed. So if you're running more of the LMG, aim down sight, maybe you're more of a hard scoper, that might benefit you a little bit. And covert sneakers eliminate footstep sounds. This to me is by far the best out of all of them. Although situationally, depending on how you play, what weapons you like, what mode you're playing, this isn't always the best. But for me, this one takes the cake. All right, so for gear, there's 12 for multiplayer only. Tac mask, mission control comlink, bone conduction headset, mag holster, black light flashlight, LR detector. I haven't seen that one either. Oh, this is high alert. Okay. So it's the same thing. It's put in a different package, so you have to rethink it again. Is that good or bad? I don't really know. So gear has perks that have a wide range selection of improvements to a variety of skill sets related to weapon handling, immunities, early warning systems, and damage reduction. Every vest allows you to run one of the following pieces of gear, and the engineer and CCT comms vest allow for 2. Tac mask reduces strength of enemy flash stuns and gas grenades, so that's battle hardened. Mission control comlink, reduce kill streak cost by 1, reduce score streak cost by 125. This one can actually be really effective if you're not an absolute slayer. I know I've used this one quite a bit. On the original Modern Warfare, my buddies and I, we used to run the UAV at 3 kills, and then you got the Wheelson at, was it 6, I think, with this? And then you got the VTOL at like 8 or 9. Because what would happen, you get the UAV, you get a couple more kills, you already have a Wheelson, and then with that perk on Modern Warfare 1, which I don't think it works that way, you could then use the Wheelson to get a couple more kills, and now you have a VTOL. And when you started combining the VTOL with the Wheelson at the same time, you would just decimate teams. And you got multiple people doing that, so as one VTOL gets shot down, they call in theirs, and then another Wheelson comes in. It was a mess. But I think they've changed it so it literally just reduced the kill streak cost by 1 kill. That's it. You don't get the other benefits. Still helpful. Bone conduction headset reduces combat noise, allowing improved identification of enemy footsteps and gunshots. Mag holster, improved reload speed. The black light flashlight shows recent enemy footsteps, so that's like tracker. LR warns of hostile laser and radiation sources. Is it specifically laser? Because that would be high alert. Or just when anybody aims at you. I'm curious. The way they've worded it is specific to laser, not ADS. But maybe they're just using like the technical of what it does. But anytime someone's aiming at you, it alerts you. Then you also have the threat identification system, data jacker, signal jammer, hijacked IFF strobe, ghost TV camo, and EOD padding. So the threat identification system, or the TIS, while ADS automatically pings enemy locations in crosshairs. That's kind of cool. That could be really useful for a Warzone, where it's always pinging, but it's also a skill issue. Just ping it yourself and save a perk for something else. Data jacker, enemies you kill drop a smartphone. Collecting the smartphone generates a radar ping from that location. I wonder if your whole team can see that or just you. And then do you have to just run over it, or do you have to actually pick it up and ding it? I'm guessing you just run over it, but data jacker would be the same then as the CCT comms vest does the same things. Enemies you kill drop intel packs, which generates a radar ping for you and nearby allies when collected. Now this specifies nearby allies on the comms vest. I wonder if the data jacker is only for you. Either way, you couldn't use them together because they said they don't stack, but I'm curious on that. Signal jammer emits a signal disrupting placed enemy claymores and mines. Warns of nearby enemy equipment. So I guess it deactivates them. It'd be sweeter if the signal jammer would not only deactivate them, but also hack them. That would be great. Hijacked IFF strobe, undetectable by AA targeting systems and thermal optics. Does not highlight in enemy tactical cameras or recon drones. Ghost TV camo, while moving, blocks detection by UAVs, enemy radar sources, and heartbeat sensors. Key word here, while moving. So you can no longer camp in place with Ghost and not show up on the radar. You will still show up unless you're moving, which is a good feature because it just discourages camping. Now, if you go side to side and doing little jiggle peeking type stuff, that might count as moving. I don't know. That would be something that would be interesting to test. Whether you still show up, like you have to be moving, like actually walking or running in a direction, or do you just have to be not standing still? Maybe we'll do a video on that when it comes out. EOD padding reduces damage from non-killstreaks, explosives, and fire. So yeah, EOD, I use it a lot in the beta. That makes a big difference because weapons like the breacher drone tend to be one shot if they blow up near you. With this one, they are never one shot. But I'd be confident a lot of people will be running EOD padding in multiplayer. Equipment overview, tacticals, and lethals. This is for both multiplayer and Modern Warfare Zombies. And then tacticals, there's 12 of them for multiplayer and Modern Warfare Zombies. So stun grenades, battle rage, smoke grenades, scatter mine, decoy grenade, flash grenade, these all look the same. A complement of 12 pieces of tactical equipment is available for every operator, 11 in multiplayer and 7 in zombies. Oh, interesting, 11 in multiplayer, 7 in zombies. Add to your loadout in multiplayer, you can carry none, 1, or 2, depending on the vest that you have equipped from the following. So stun grenades for multiplayer or zombies, slows victims' movement and aiming. We're all familiar, we've been hit with a million stuns if you've played Call of Duty for any length of time. Battle Rage and multiplayer, experimental stimulant that gives you an adrenaline rush, health regenerates quickly, tactical equipment is resisted, and tactical sprint is constantly refreshed. I use this quite a bit on multiplayer. The interesting thing is you have to use it before you get into battle. And then it says that health regenerates quickly, and I believe that, but it's nothing like if you're using a stim on multiplayer, because stims are great. You go in, you get in a fight, your health drains out, you hit that stim, instantly you're refilling. The health did regenerate quicker, but it wasn't much faster. Tactical equipment resisted is nice, but there's other perks for that. So I'm not a big fan of this one, but maybe that'll change. Maybe they'll boost it. Because once they fixed it in multiplayer for the beta, it didn't feel that helpful. Smoke grenade deploys a smoke screen that blocks vision, automated target systems. Oh, and automated targeting systems. That makes smoke even better. Scatter mine, throw a field of mines across a wide area that detonates when enemies come within range. We saw those a few times. They're more annoying. They don't typically kill you, but sometimes they do. It's a good way to block off a specific path. Whether they shoot it or run into it, then you know somebody's coming that direction. Decoy grenades, counter intel grenades that simulate gunfire movement, radar signatures to confuse the enemies. Those have been around forever, right? Okay, so flash grenades only multiplayer because it blinds and deafens the targets. We've all been hit by 1,000 of those. You also have the snapshot grenade, shock sticks, stims, tear gas, experimental gas grenade, and the EMD grenade. I believe the experimental gas grenade and the EMD grenade are both new, but I could be wrong on that. I haven't used those before. Snapshot, we know what those are. Within blast radius for your team, so it just reveals enemies' locations for a period of time. Shock stick, electrical device that sticks to a surface, electrocutes enemies, destroys equipments, and causes vehicles to go haywire. That's probably going to be most effective versus vehicles. I guess you could use it if you already had one equipped for a turret or one of those, but I still don't see that being a big factor. Stim, military stimulant that promotes clotting to close wounds quickly and refreshes tactical sprint. Oh, and refreshes tactical sprint. That's new, isn't it? I don't remember the old ones refreshing the tactical sprint. But stims are so good in multiplayer, especially if you play aggressive, because you just keep sticking yourself and keep healing quick. That's so great when you get in a gunfight, they hit you a couple times, then they start pressing you. By the time you do that, you've already went back to full health. You pop back out, get the easy kill. And that has saved my life so many times. Tear gas explodes on impact with the ground, releasing lingering cloud of tear gas that causes slowed movement, blurred vision, and coughing. So this is going to be similar to a stun grenade, except it's going to be an area of effect that lingers around. When we've seen tear gas before. Experimental gas grenades for Modern Warfare zombies. Oh, this is only for zombies. Grenade that releases a lingering cloud of gas that causes slowed movement, blurred vision, coughing, and light damage. Okay, so this might be useful for bosses. This could also be useful for big hordes of zombies. And then the EMD grenade, multiplayer only, applies a tracking device to enemies hit, revealing them on your team's mini-map. I got hit with a bunch of these in the beta. So the difference between the EMD and the snapshot pops on you for a short period of time, then disappears. When you get hit by the EMD grenade, you have to hold down a button on your controller keyboard, I think it was R on keyboard, to actually take it off. Like, it takes a little bit of time. Otherwise, it'll keep tracking you for a long time. So that's the big difference between the two. The EMD grenade seems like it's better. Or maybe this only hits one person, where the snapshot will reveal every person in that area. Let me know in the comments if you know. Now for lethals, there are 12 of them for both multiplayer and Modern Warfare zombies. Frag grenade, claymore, throwing knife, thermite, thermobaric grenade, and proximity mine. A total of 12 pieces of lethal equipment is available for every operator, 11 in multiplayer and 10 in zombies. Add to your loadout. In multiplayer, you can carry none, 1, or 2, depending on the vest you've equipped from the following. Frag grenade, we know what those are. We've been using those for 15 years now in Modern Warfare. Claymore, same thing. Throwing knife, one of my favorites. Retrievable throwing knife that is lethal on impact and core multiplayer. This is amazing because it is a one-shot in multiplayer and it's retrievable. So like if you're in the middle of reloading, throwing knife to the face, done. Like, throwing knives are so powerful in multiplayer. Honestly, they're really good in the campaign too. If you play through the campaign, I recommend doing a throwing knife over a grenade or something, because you can just keep using them over and over again, and most of the time it's one shot for whatever enemy's in front of you. Thermites, explosive incendiary device that sticks to all surfaces. Thermites are great both for controlling a specific area, keeping people from that, or for obviously killing them if you stick them. Also great on vehicles or other kill streaks. Thermobaric grenade is only in multiplayer. Cookable grenade creates a large explosion that stuns, leaves a fire residue, and increases the lethality of explosives for a period of time. I wonder what that means. Does that mean any grenade that pops in that area and hits again is going to be an instant kill for everybody in there? Or does it just boost the damage by 10, 20%? I use this a little bit on multiplayer, but not enough to really get a good feel for it. So we'll have to check that out. Use it a bunch and see how much different it is. Proximity mine. Proximity triggered explosive that launches in the air and deals heavy damage to the surrounding area. Drill charge, that was added on, I believe, was that Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare they added the drill charge. I love those. Semtex, C4, Molotov cocktail, throwing star, and breacher drone. Breacher drone is new and amazing. Drill charge, charged with a thermal lance that can burrow into surfaces before exploding. So this will blow through a wall, through a floor, through a ceiling. You can also stick people with it. The old Taco Bell finisher, if you know what I mean. Semtex, the sticky grenades, y'all know those. C4, large explosive stick to surfaces, can be detonated remotely using lethal equipment button. Molotov cocktail improvised incendiary device that explodes on impact. Throwing star, a swift and deadly throwing star that inflicts a wounding effect on the target. Now, this doesn't say it's lethal. The throwing knife here, retrievable throwing knife that is lethal on impact in core multiplayer. This says a swift and deadly throwing star that inflicts a wounding effect on the target, but it does not say it's lethal. What is a wounding effect? Like they slowly bleed out? But how would that be an advantage in multiplayer? Why would you use a throwing star over a throwing knife? So if I'm not mistaken, on Warzone, a throwing star and a throwing knife is the same thing. It's just a different skin, correct? But they actually differentiate it. That'll be curious to try that. We'll do a video on that. The breacher drone, explosive drone that explodes on proximity to an enemy or an impact. So if they're nearby or if it hits them, it blows up. Those are great. They're used all over the place. Now, equipment overview. Field upgrades, 18 of them in multiplayer only. Heartbeat sensor, med box, inflatable decoy, tactical insertion, trophy system, comm scrambler. These are all ones we're familiar with. Additional equipment utilized after recharge period. Field upgrades are the final piece of an individual loadout. Every operator can carry one or none, depending on the vest equipped from the following. Heartbeat sensor, limited use tablet, displays information about nearby enemies. Again, limited use, so unlike Warzone 1, you can't have one all the time. Med box, deploy a box of medical supplies for you and your teammates to reduce healing delay. They had these on the beta. I couldn't tell much of a difference. This would be another good thing to test. How much difference does it actually make? Do people heal a lot faster? Is it worth carrying, or is it just a gimmick? Inflatable decoy. These are fantastic. We love them. The comm scrambler disables communication with intel within its radius. Enemies will not be able to activate kill streaks. Enemy UAV and intel systems will not detect you and your teammates. Location of the scrambler is visible on the enemy minimap. This one's annoying when you pop up a UAV and then someone scrambles. The other thing that sucks is when you're trying to activate a kill streak in that area and you can't. So comm scramblers are actually very powerful when used correctly. Tactical insertion, a camper's dream. Marks location as your next spawn point. Tactical insertion does not have an effect in one life mode, such as search and destroy. Can you imagine using tactical insertions in search and destroy? You like put your spawn behind the enemy spawn for the next round. You just pop up behind him, get 5 kills, no problem. Trophy system, deployable, autonomous defense system that destroys up to 3 nearby pieces of equipment and projectiles. Some larger targets may take multiple shots. Now, this used to only do 2, if I'm not mistaken. If that does 3, that makes them much more powerful, particularly if multiple people on the team are using them. You also have the munitions box, the ACS, tactical camera, DDoS, deployable cover, and recon drone. Munitions box, deployable box of ammo and equipment for you and your teammates. ACS. I love this on the beta. I thought this was a great addition. An automated computer spike slowly captures points and temporarily hijacks nearby enemy devices. Point capturing applies in the following modes: domination, hardpoint, control, and ground war. I use these a lot when we're playing domination or hardpoint. You could throw it on the capture point and then hang back and defend it from a safe location while it does all the capturing or holds the spot down. ACSs are great for these specific modes. Really, really good. Tactical camera, remote controlled camera that marks enemies. Press the tactical and lethal buttons to throw it. Press again to connect it. When left on its own, the camera will monitor the area and warn players of nearby enemies with a sound. So that's not bad. I mean, how often are you really going to look through them? Maybe if you're already, up 5-2 on search and destroy, you could use a tactical camera effectively. But the fact that it does play a sound when enemies are nearby becomes another point of knowing, okay, there's somebody coming from this direction. That is very advantageous. DDoS activates a device that deactivates electronics and disrupts enemy sensors in the immediate area for a short time. Deployable cover, portable, rapidly deployable ballistic cover. Y'all know what that is. Recon drone, remote controlled drone that has a manual and auto marking capabilities. The auto marking is what's really good about the recon drone. You just sit up in the sky in a larger area and it just starts marking people like crazy. That's really good on Warzone too. We also have dead silence, loadout drop, the portable radar, smoke airdrop, that's new, suppression mine, and anti-armor rounds. Dead silence simply makes your footsteps silent. Gun, melee, and throwing knife kills refresh duration. Oh, that's cool. So like Warzone, if you keep getting killed, it's going to keep extending that dead silence. Now, this is going to be much less important because a lot of people are going to be running the covert sneakers, so you won't need dead silence, but you'll still see it pop up occasionally. Loadout drop, call in a team-based loadout crate with limited uses. Each player can use it only once. Is it just a random weapon? That seems terrible. I don't know. We'll figure out what that is. Portable radar emits a periodic radar ping to detect nearby enemies. That's still helpful. Smoke airdrop. Call in a line of drones to deploy a smoke wall at a target location. This could be great either using thermal optics in a larger area or in objective-based gameplay. You know, you're trying to get the bomb, so you just drop a ton of smoke in a single area. Make it really difficult for them. Suppression mine, a trip mine that when triggered emits a constant sound that disrupts enemy vision and slows their movement. Those are okay, not great. Anti-armor rounds gives weapon ammo that applies bonus damage against armored targets. This includes vehicles, weapons, body armor, and targets behind penetrable cover. So it does increase your ability to shoot beyond walls, which is nice, but probably not going to see this much in multiplayer. You'll see it on Ground War, maybe Invasion a little bit. I'm sure it'll pop up in Warzone. Now, equipment overview. Kill streaks and score streaks. Yes, 25 of them. Sheesh. A fully and impressive complement of mainly harder-hitting offensive or reconnaissance capabilities become available to your operator as you level up through the military ranks. You can pick 3 kill streaks and choose whether they become available after a certain number of enemy kills, kill streaks, or after you score a certain number of points by completing in-match actions, score streaks. Modern Warfare Zombies utilizes kill streaks in a different manner and has a smaller pool of them to access. Okay, so we'll have to learn that. But this is the same type of thing. You can do kill streaks. How many kills you get unlocks which kill streaks you actually have equipped. And then score streaks takes longer, but it takes your cumulative score over the rounds. So if you struggle getting 3, 4, 10 kills without dying, you can do score streaks. And over a match, you can still earn some of these same kill streaks. Ooh, look at these. The graphics are so good. Okay, so you guys will know UAV is still 4. Mosquito drone is also 4. The mosquito drone is nasty. Explosive drone that circles the area where the drone is launched, dive bombs on enemies, it spots and explodes. These are crazy and super frustrating. You're probably gonna get a lot of rage comes from these, which I'll probably be using them a lot because of that. But you just set them in an area, then when anybody runs by, just whoosh, drops down, they're done. Sometimes you get double kills too. SAM turret, kill streaks needed 4. Launch a targeted missile strike against air vehicles. That's good, I guess, if they're calling in VTOLs or things like that. Bomb drone, a remote-controlled drone with the attached C4 charge. Man, you guys remember the Black Ops little RC bomb drone? Missed that little guy. So bomb drone for only 4 kills could be really good for search and destroy. That could mess people up. The Guardian. I really like the Guardians. Kill streak needed 5. A beam-shaped, non-lethal area denial weapon. Enemies entering the beam have similar effects to a stun grenade, reduced movement speed, blurred vision, and removed UI. This did a great job of sealing off areas because people wouldn't want to fight it. They would just go around, and so it made it very predictable which way the enemy was going to come from. But these are solid. Care package, after 5 kill streaks, call in a random kill streak care package to your location. You just get 1, a random kill streak. Which, I mean, for 5 kills might not be a bad deal, because you could end up getting one of the higher level kill streaks. But it's also leaving up to random chance now. Counter UAVs are fantastic. Drone that scrambles all enemy minimaps, also 5. Cluster mine is 6. You guys should know those. Precision airstrikes, those are great. Is 6 also. Cruise missiles, 6. Remote turret, 7. Automated turret that scans for nearby enemies and fires incendiary based rounds. The cool thing about the remote turret is that you can actually get on them and manually operate them, which makes them much more powerful if you want to, or it'll automate on its own. Mortar strike is 7. The SAE, call in a trio of jets to release aerial explosives onto a specified targets. Those are great, of course. You all have used those. Juggernaut Recon. This was available on the beta. It was the only higher level kill streak really you could get on the beta. They were solid. I could see in team-based kind of combat how a Juggernaut Recon could be very good. A Wheelson. Oh, Wheelson's back. The Wheelsons are nasty. Remote-controlled amphibious vehicle with auto-sentry capabilities. At least on Modern Warfare 1, Wheelsons were so powerful. So powerful. Overwatch Helo with 8, an escort Helo that will watch over your position and ping nearby enemy locations before engaging them. 8 feels like too long for that. It's not bad, like it's helpful. But to get 8 kills for that when you could be getting a Wheelson, I don't see many people using that. Ooh, the VTOL's back. Kill streak needed 10. One of the best. Release a pair of precision bombs before circling back and guarding location of the player's choice. VTOLs have always been very powerful. I imagine they still will be. Emergency airdrop, Killstreak needed 10. Call in 3 random Killstreak care packages to your location. So if you can get a streak of 10, you can get a VTOL, or you can get 3 random Killstreaks. I'd probably take the VTOL, but that's interesting. Carpet bomb, calling a bomb that releases a large line of explosive along its path. At 12, you get the advanced UAV. Here you go, untargetable orbital UAV that reveals the enemy's direction on the minimap in real time. Untargetable, can't be shot down, and it always shows exactly where they are and what direction they're looking at. So advanced UAV is very good, but you do need 12. That's a pretty big streak. Chopper gunner, also 12. Control an assault chopper armored with turret and air-to-land missiles. Gunship, the big boy. Also, you can do the gunner or the gunship is the same amount now. That's interesting. A heavy assault gunship equipped with laser tracking missile along with the standard 40 and 25 millimeter cannons. This is the same on the video that I made. You can check that out up here. But when they actually had the AC-130 gunship, you have that on the campaign. It was fun. But obviously, both chopper gunner and gunship are killer. And then a good old Juggernaut. Killstreak needed 15. Juggernaut assault gear delivered by care package with a minigun will drop when the Juggernaut dies. Ooh. Yeah, so you'll be able to use the minigun afterwards. That's fun. But Juggernauts have always been a major problem. I love them, and I hate fighting against them. But when you get one, it's so rewarding to start mowing people down. Because the Recon Juggernaut from the 8 was actually pretty strong, although you only had a shotgun with limited ammo. So when you move to Big Boy Juggernaut, if he's as strong or stronger, that's going to be a nightmare to fight against. But you have to get 15 kills. You deserve a Juggernaut. That's fair. There you go. That is everything Modern Warfare 3 has to say about the loadouts. I am so excited to be playing this. I will be live tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will see you there.